Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to day 74 of Elsie Lincoln Benedict's book, How to Get Anything You Want. We are continuing the reading. Yesterday was fantastic. Elsie Lincoln Benedict is telling us that our expectations are always met. So, what are we expecting? What are we preparing for? Are we preparing for the negative? Are we expecting the negative? Are we hypervigilant, thinking that the worst is always going to happen? People are talking about us, people don't like us. What are we expecting? So this is 7 lessons on how to get anything you want. We are on lesson 6, find the open doors to what you want. We have read this whole book together so far, y'all. If you missed any of the previous readings, go ahead and check out the playlist on my YouTube. If you're on Facebook, hop on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. We're building our community. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I appreciate it. I just love reading these books, these lessons, especially this book, because she is a metaphor queen. My love language is metaphors. And it's just really helping, I think, all of us deeper understand the power of our thoughts, our moods that create our life, according to Elsie Lincoln Benedict. So she was talking yesterday about a woman. She said she was going to give us 2 examples. The first example we read about yesterday about the woman who she was easily offended. She thought everybody was out to get her. Her ears were perked up for any little thing, any side eye, any weird facial expression. If somebody sneezed, the woman thought it was about her, right? And we see how negative that was. She had so many good lines. I was just looking over it before I started. She said, "He who diligently seeks will find. He will find because there are several potential doors to each thing we want, and he will always discover at least one of those doors. If he seeks the good, he will find the good. If he looks for the bad, he will find the bad. The good always find good in everybody. The bad always finds the bad." Can't get any simpler than that. Both good and bad qualities are in all of us. Both good and bad qualities are in all of us. And so whatever we're looking for, really whatever we are, whatever we're focused on within ourselves, we'll see in other people. Yeah, so that's why when somebody's like suspicious of somebody and they're always like thinking that someone's going to screw them over, it's like, because that's the way their mind works. They might not know it, but if I don't know, think someone's going to betray you, not that that means you're going to betray someone, but like there's just negative qualities within you that are being reflected in other people, and that's what you're going to find. So it behooves us to focus on the good. So both good and bad qualities are in all of us. What we bring out of ourselves and of other people is the important thing. We always and forever bring out of people, out of life, out of the environment, out of ourselves, out of our future on the whole, the very thing we are on the lookout for. So we bring out what we are on the lookout for. Lookout is the mother of bring out. I love that sentence. Lookout is the mother of bring out. What we bring out is the measure of our success or failure. I once knew a man, here's the second example. I once knew a man who held a position where it was necessary for him to meet and deal with several naturally wanted the very best seat he could get. And it was this man's business to see that everyone got fair play. Equal rights to all and special privileges to none was the motto, and he did his best, in the face of odds, to see that it was carried out. Despite the unpleasant things that could have happened, and those which certainly would had a touchy person been in charge. Okay, so despite the unpleasant things that could have happened, and those which certainly would if a touchy person was the one in charge, this man kept 99 out of every 100 happy, contented, and in a constructive frame of mind toward him. He looked for the best in everyone, though 10 times, oh, Carla, though 10 minutes before he might have had to make them vacate the crowded aisle or get up from a nice soft seat on the stairway to stand or be turned away from the auditorium altogether in obedience to the fire ordinance. He always expected them to see why he had to do it and to like and respect him for it. We dictate how people will react and respond to us. We dictate what people will think of us, truly. We influence what other people will think of us. It goes with that great saying, I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am, but I am who I think I am. And I decide that. I added that little last sentence because it helps me get that idea. So really understand this. I'm not who I think Carla is. I'm not who you think Carla is, but in my mind, I am who I think you guys think I am. But do I wait for you to tell me what you think of me? No, I've already decided what you think of me. Before I walk into the grocery store, I've decided what everybody thinks of me. Before I walk into the bank, I decide what everybody thinks of me. Before I come on here, I decide what everybody thinks of me. And I decide that everybody thinks that I am helpful, that I am friendly, that I am kind, that I love what I do, that I teach in a way that you can understand, that I am motivational and inspirational. I decide that. Whether that happens or not is none of my business. But this is how we must live. Well, we don't have to do anything, but it behooves us. It helps us to do it. You always remain in control. I was just thinking this today. There was something going through my head, and I was like, oh no, I hope they don't think this. And I was like, Carla, remember, they're going to think of you what you decide they're going to think of you. Right now, even if someone's like a little upset with you or you disappointed them, work immediately if you want to continue that relationship and, not be worried. You start dictating. Neville Goddard talks a lot about this in his books, about the pruning shears of revision, about replaying in your mind. Say you had a bad first, impression with someone and you weren't at your best. Replay that scenario. And if you have to meet that person again, show up as if the first impression was the way you wanted it to go. I know it sounds crazy, but you truly dictate what other people think of you. You decide what your family will think of you. And I know it sounds hard. You're like, Carla, you don't know my family, right? But in your mind, try it in your head, rehearse. How do you want them to see you? As successful, as somebody who follows through on their promises, somebody of integrity, somebody who's on time. I dealt with that. So he said he always expected them to see why he had to do it and to like and respect him for it. So this man, this magical man who used to teach these lectures apparently, had such a good reputation with everybody because he expected everybody to love him, even if he had to turn them away from the auditorium. So try that out. It's not even what you want people to think of you because you want their approval. It's who are you truly? No matter what mistakes you've made, no matter where you've been in your life, what's been done to you, right? Work through it. I believe in not, ignoring or turning a blind eye. Let's process and deal with it. Let's not live there, right? Oh yeah, we're in the penthouse, right? Let's live in the penthouse, not in the basement. But let's not honor, see? I still as a therapist say that honor your emotions. No. Validate them, work through them and move on. You can say honor your experience. I can get on board with that, but don't honor the emotions, meaning laying out a throne, putting a crown on it, taking it for a cup of tea. Notice it, validate it, and say, yes, I see you. It could be that fast. Yes, I see you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to be upset with you, emotion. I'm not going to be frustrated or deny you or push you down. I see you. I see you and it's painful. I see you and it's poopy. This does not feel good, but I accept it because it's what is right now. But now what do I want? What do I want? So no matter what you've been through, no matter what your story is, your narrative thus far, because we do have stories, who are you? Who do you want to be? Be that now in your mind and make a decision that everybody else will see you that way. Everybody else sees you that way. Just rehearse encounters and interactions with people, strangers. How do they speak with you? Do they hold doors open for you? Do they say please and thank you? Are they kind? Like, how do people treat you? Decide already. Do a little practice. Tell me how it goes. The next time you go out in public, say, people will be so kind and generous. Everybody smiles at me. Everybody just feels so good around me. People feel safe around me, whatever it is for you. And see how differently your experience is. We truly dictate our experiences through what we expect. That's what we've been learning. And this is so true. Wow. It's like a miracle. They do stuff like this in A Course in Miracles about, seeing your brother through the eyes of Christ and, forgiving and all this stuff, seeing them at their highest self. And this doesn't mean that you're not going to have boundaries or be around people who are abusive, but this is all within, right? Be normal on the outside, have your boundaries. But I remember there was this coworker. Oh my gosh. God bless her. I think she now looking back, because this was a long time ago, maybe like in my mid 20s, she was not right, she had issues and she didn't get along with anybody at work. It was bad. Like nobody wanted to be around. It was like torture. I don't even know. I think the boss couldn't fire her, but it was so bad. She didn't get along with anybody. And she was just very difficult. She was very, very, very difficult, just in simple interactions, easily offended, just really defensive, just not friendly, contentious, argumentative, just real difficult. And I will never forget. I would say where it was, but then I don't want to, anyways, let's just say it was in Los Angeles somewhere. Okay. Anyways, but oh my God. Anyways, I remember I was like, I think I had a workbook lesson of A Course in Miracles that day. And I said, I'm going to see her differently. I'm going to see her differently. And I kept repeating and seeing, I don't know if I was like picturing light around her. And I said, I pictured her walking up with a smile and being kind, which I had never seen before, right? I am not kidding you. That day, she had came around and I was bartending, so they had to come up and get their drinks. And she's like, "How are you?" And I was like, "I'm good." I will never forget. I turned around, I said, "Oh my God, it's a miracle." Like she was genuinely, "Hi, how are you?" Like and like I think even somebody was like, looked like, "What just happened? Pigs are flying." She never asks if people are like, it was a genuine kind, and it just showed that, well, I don't know what it showed, but it was a miracle. She was responding to my energy. Apparently, I was giving off open and safe for her to be able to be her have her guard down. Um, but wow. You know what? That's happened with a few people who have been difficult that many people don't like. It would be easy for me not to like them too. And I have all the evidence to prove it. But if I have to work with someone, like, why not be the alchemist? Why not? I've done that a few, now that I think about it, but that was the one that cut the cake, took the cake. It was a miracle because I changed the way I interacted in my head with her. It changed the way we interacted in real life. And that's what this woman was saying, or Elsie Lincoln Benedict was saying, is that this woman rehearsed in her head how she was going to deal with everybody, that everybody was a jerk bag to her, right? And we can do that with family members too. People who, uh, coworkers, especially people who you have to interact with, people on the freeway, other drivers in traffic. Think about that. How do you expect other people to drive? Are they rude? Do they not use their blinker? Do they cut you off? You're always around people who speed? Like, I have been through it. I live in Southern California and I commuted a lot, all the years, all the livelong days to college, back and forth, all the colleges I went to. She's lived the past 20 years, right? I mean, I started driving when I was 15 and a half, right? When I got my permit. So how long have I had that license? Let's see how long I've been a driver. Hey Siri, what is 42 take away 16? Hey Siri. Oh, 26. I've been driving for 26 years. Ooh. I mean, I'm going to be 42 in May, but Anyways, in my 26 years of driving, I've learned. And I remember, I think it was, well, I know it was when I was in college, my undergrad, it was like circa 2005, 2006. So I had been driving for How long I've been driving? I got my driver's license in like 2000. So 6 years? Wow. That was a short period of time. That escalated quickly. Anyways, but I remember I had experienced like road rage. Like, I mean, I had experienced like people honking and people, but like this was like, this person was hanging out of their window with like hate, like they hated me. Like, I had just offended them in the worst way. And I don't even know what I did. Like, I'm a good driver. I am a good driver. And maybe I have no idea what offended this person, but I had never gotten a look like that. It was a look so hot that like my eyelashes curled up. I just remember the hate coming off of this person. And it was right at me, like look right in my eyeballs, like, how dare you, you an idiot. I just was, I was so shocked that I remember I think I was late to class because I was sitting there just like kind of laughing slash freaked out slash shocked, just like, wow, that person hates me. They don't even know me. Like, of course they probably forgot about it the moment they drove away. But I say all that to say, when it comes to road rage, are you that person? Right? Do you get easily offended? Or are you always the one that gets hateful looks and honked at? Or does, traffic don't even bother you? Like you're neutral. But you get what you expect. What do you expect when you get on the freeway? What do you expect when you sit in traffic? What do you expect when you go to family gatherings? What do you expect when you go to work? What do you expect when you go to the grocery store? What do you expect when you go to Disneyland, right? What do you expect? It's like what you expect and what you prepare for is what you get. So decide right now. What do you want in every situation? Decide who you are. Think about how everyone and everything is going to treat you, and then watch it change. All right. So let's see. This man, everybody loved him because he expected it. He looked only for this kind of response from everybody. He recognized it as soon as it came and he acted upon it to the extent of acknowledging it. He lived these rules and acquired not only immediate rewards as he went along, but by doing so ultimately opened a still wider door for himself to larger opportunities and greater achievements. Make good, and somewhere, somehow, the world will find out and give you something higher up. The slogan, which more than any other helped me to see this and to get ready for bigger things, was given in a speech to us high school students out in the Rocky Mountains one afternoon many years ago by Dr. Frank H. Roberts of the University of Denver. He said, make every occasion a great occasion, for you know not when fate is taking your measure for a higher and better position in life. Well, that is sweet. I love that. Make every occasion a great occasion, for you know not when fate is taking your measure for a higher and better position in life. Yeah, I like that. Make everything an occasion. Make every day an occasion. Don't wake up and expect the same old, same old. Dr. Joe, wow, it's late. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot. When you wake up in the morning, do you decide and dictate how your day is going to go? Or do you think it's just going to be same old, same old? If you do not purposefully, consciously decide, make a declaration about how your day is going to go, this will be a good day, good things will happen to me, wonderful things, like really affirming it, right? Auto suggestion. It's just going to be the same as the day before. And if you're already built up to a really great life, fabulous. It's going to be great, just like yesterday was. But if you're trying to change, we've got to affirm these things. The moment we wake up, speak over our day. And if we fall off the wagon or we forget, start with where you're at. The rest of the day is going to be great. Maybe at lunchtime you forgot. You're like, oh, this morning just flew past me. You know what? This afternoon is going to be the best. This evening is going to be the best evening. I'm going to get the best sleep. I'm going to wake up. Tomorrow's going to be the best day ever. Today's going to be the best day ever. Just continue to remind yourself of that. So make every occasion a great occasion, for you know not when fate is taking your measure for a higher and better position in life. 1,000 times since that day, I have gone to appointments with audiences and persons and met situations that were not up to my hopes. Many of these times I had been very deeply immersed in something much more to my liking, and sometimes I have been tempted just for this once to prepare for it hastily, cut it short, or cancel it altogether. But as sure as I waver, this slogan comes up in my mind and I pull myself together, make the best preparation I know how, and go in the spirit of one who is to meet not the person or audience or situation alone, but fate herself. Oh, I love that. So she's saying 1,000 times since that day, since she heard this speech. Is she talking about herself? Maybe she's talking about him. I think she might be talking about herself. So she's saying that she heard this speech by Dr. Frank Roberts at the University of Denver, and he said, "Make every occasion a great occasion, for you know not when fate is taking your measure for a higher and better position in life." 1,000 times since that day, I have gone to appointments with audiences and persons and met situations that were not up to my hopes. Many of these times I have been very deeply immersed in something much more to my liking, and sometimes I have been tempted, just for this once, to prepare for it hastily, cut it short, or cancel it altogether. But as sure as I waver, this slogan comes up to my mind, and I pull myself together, make the best preparation I know how, and go in the spirit of one who is to meet not the person or audience or situation alone, but fate herself. That I have met her face to face on more than one of these occasions, and have found her strangely missing when I supposed she and I had a rendezvous, is the way of life. Wait, what? Okay. That I have met her face to face on more than one of these occasions, and have found her strangely missing when I supposed she and I had a rendezvous, is the way of life. Oh, okay, I see. So she said, I've met her face to face on more than one occasion and found her missing when I thought I had a date with her. But that's the way of life. Looking back now, I can see, as anyone can who will look, the very days and hours when she took a hand in my affairs and swung wide some great door and I had vainly sought for a long time. Only yesterday there came to me, through the mails, something that looks insignificant to everybody else, but which, to me, the crack line opening in a door I had sought for many years. Just enough light came through the crack to reveal to me the wide and wonderful possibilities in the room to which it leads, and to convince me that they are worth all the work and waiting. All right, let's put a pause there. I hope you enjoyed that, y'all. I have been, again, working tirelessly. No, I'm kidding. I've been really enjoying, I'm building some things out for my website, and I'm just really enjoying I don't know, I just enjoy the creative aspect of all of this. I'm disappearing in my penthouse green screen. Yeah, if you guys, want to hear more about it, stay tuned. Hopefully it's out this weekend. It will be out this weekend for sure. And maybe tomorrow, who knows, but you'll hear all about it. Let me tell you what. So I hope you're having I hope you had a wonderful week. I cannot believe it's Friday. I'm going to put a link in this video. Well, you're going to have to watch it. I think I put it in there yesterday about our Sixth Sense chapter mastermind study and the Invisible Council at the Napoleon Hill Institute tomorrow. So it's Friday, March 14th. So if you're interested in any services that I offer working with me one-on-one, please reach out. I'm just grateful for your love and support, and we will continue this journey together. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will continue tomorrow. I'll see you then.